Hi, this is Ash or Bash from the Flying Seagull Project, and it's time to do a little bit more of that energy burning. I don't know about you, but I've been doing some schoolwork. Well, my work, kind of schoolwork, clown work, writing some things, being very sensible, coming up with plans, catching up on admin. But now it's time for me to let out some of that energy. Maybe it's the same for you. Let me just tell you a few of the rules. Put the mic on the inside there because things are going to get a bit rambunctious, which means a bit wild. This is a proposition that many parents will say, no, we're not doing it. But there is a way to do it safely, called sock wrestling. Now, most of you, I'm sure, have heard of it. But if you haven't, let me tell you some of the rules. Number one, you've got to take your shoes off, because it's about taking your socks, of course. So take off your shoes, take them right off. If you're in the house, you've probably got your shoes off anyway, but I didn't have. Take them off and make sure that you've got a sock on and you're not wearing leggings or tights or something like that. If you haven't got a sock on, even if you are wearing tights, borrow a sock from somewhere and make sure, probably these long ones are a little bit cheating. A normal sized sock is perfect. Then, you've got to clear the space. Move everything out the way, move that seagull out the way, make sure that you've got a bit of space, line the parameters up, vases, pictures, even the television. Don't do it unless your parents are helping you or you've asked them, or in the playroom, or if you have such a space. But make sure you're in a place where there's a lot of room and nothing that you can accidentally kick over. All right, that's super important. Then it's time for a sock wrestle. You can do one or you can do two socks. Make sure you have them on. As I say, these ones here would be cheating because A, they're tucked in and B, they're quite high. So just a normal sized sock and then pick your opponent. You can do it in rounds of 3, or you can just do a one-off, or you can do a Royal Rumble. So if there's more than 2 of you and you've got the space and you've got the permission from whoever's looking after you to do it, maybe they're joining in, they should do. Mums, dads, carers, people who are in charge, why not let yourself burn up some energy too? I know you must be going as mad as I am. I know that you must be feeling the same sort of slightly peculiar, pent-up need to do some sort of wildness to let it out. Well, this is it. Sock wrestling. And surprisingly, not the toughest person always wins. Sometimes the quickest one wins. Sometimes someone with a low center of gravity wins. Sometimes somebody who's just good at keeping their foot out of the way. So when it happens, is that if it's Royal Rumble, it means you all get ready, you're all set in the room, and when they say go, what you have to try and do is take the other person's sock off their foot, and so it's free. Now, you're not allowed to hold your own sock on. That's cheating. You can try and keep out the way, but you have to try and get the other person's. You're allowed to keep your foot on the ground, and then they can't get it off, but you're not allowed to actually grab it and pull it back. No. Now, if you're doing Royal Rumble, that means there's lots of people playing the game. You want to kind of maybe hold back, but once your sock is off, if it's one sock off, you're out straight away. If you've got 2 socks, when your first sock's gone, you protect the second sock. But once both your socks are out, or the one, you are out, and you have to step back out of the way and let them keep going. You're not allowed to help the other people unless you've arranged in advance that you've got allies, so even once they're out. But even then, to be honest, it's better if you're out, don't worry. It's just for a minute, and then you can play the game again. So, tie your hair up, clear all the valuables, make sure you've got the right socks. If it's one-on-one, so just 2 people, get yourself set. And then someone else in the room, or if you agree that one of you can, you say 3, 2, 1, wrestle! And then you have to try and move around and grab them and get that sock. Shoot! And hold it up high. You are the Lord of the Socks. Have a go, but as I say, this is super important. You must make sure you have permission first. Don't just go wild in the front room, or you'll be in trouble, and worse than that, I'll be in trouble. And I'm not very good at being in trouble because I get in trouble a lot for having these sorts of plans. So have a go, do your best, and I tell you what, if you've got any other ideas for games, I've told you this before, send them to us, or if you just have a really good time sock wrestling, doing a family 4-way sock wrestle, drop us an email so we know that we're going to keep sending you these ideas and you're enjoying them. Have a good time, be safe, don't get cross, no actual fighting, it's just after the sock. See you soon. Bye-bye!